How are you? I I hope that you are understanding all those video sessions whatever being taught in videos. Okay. So now then the next one more new topic in this chapter 8 already we have started chapter 8 because of CBSE detailed number of chapters. So then we have to start now chapter 8 already we have started. So then in that chapter earlier we have done prokaryotic cell, that is the structure, then their organs, whatever. And second, the general information or introduction about eukaryotic cell. So then now eukaryotic cell, we have to start about the parts or components of eukaryotic cell. So that is the first components, that is a cell membrane. That is because that is common in plant cell and animal cell. That is a membrane. And in another way you can say that cell wall is also there. Cell wall in plant cell. So we will take later. First of all we will taking cell membrane. Cell membrane is also called semi-permeable membrane. Semi-permeable membrane. Right? Now then it is also known as plasma membrane. Means there are different names are given for cell membrane. That is semi-permeable membrane, cell membrane, semi-permeable membrane, plasma membrane, or selective membrane. Means why we are saying selective membrane, why we are calling it all these, because these are the names of cell membrane or plasma. Semi-permeable means that will not give permission to all molecules to get inside or to get out of the cell. And selective membrane is also called because it will select which one should go inside the cell, which one should come out of the cell. So now that is called selective membrane. So now then here that cell membrane, first of all the study of this main cell membrane is studied in human RBC. First of all it will be studied in human RBC, red blood cell. First of all, after the invention of electron microscope, and it will be occur in the 1950. Yes, first of all, after the invention of electron microscope, then that scientists, biologists, they studied in human RBC, they found the structure of RBC. In that they have seen that in the 52% in the chemical composition of cell membrane of this RBC, 52% and 52% protein and 40% lipids. Lipids means fat, or the rest of the 8% that will be other sugar, cholesterol, other molecules. That is the chemical composition. So mainly this one is made of lipids are there, lipids of fat is there. In that case RBC having that means arrangement I have already drawn, and one more in front of you also I will draw, but it will take time, so then portion I have drawn. What will be there? That is made up of lipids, the lipids. The arrangement of lipids are there in that way, bi-layer of lipids. That is what we will have, bi-layer of 2 layers means that is a bi-layer, 1 layer and this 2 layer. I have drawn this one, bi-layer, and bi-layer means this one and second one. We will draw one more here like this. Okay, here in that way, these lipids are in that way, polar heads outside of this membrane. That will be here polar heads. These are polar heads, or it is also hydrophilic in nature. And that is a tail, that is a non-polar tail. It is also called polar head or hydrophilic. And this is a tail. That tail is hydrophobic tail. Hydrophobic tail means that they will prevent the cell from aqueous environment, because hydrophobic. It will prevent that cell from water, because water molecule cannot easily cross this membrane. So that is the first 2 layers of bi-layer, 1 layer of this and 1 layer of this. The molecules of that lipid molecule, lipids or fat molecule, that will be the head region towards the outside in both layers, and tail region towards the inside. This one is the tail region, or it is a hydrophobic tail. That is a in which way? What I have shown that in red color, this one, that is protein. This one is protein. Right? That is just in corners. These proteins are in corners and in the in the outer layer. Now that is called peripheral. What is it called? Peripheral protein. What is it called? Peripheral protein. Now then, when we talk about this one, some branches are there that they are sugar molecule. I told that is a protein, lipids and sugar. Now then, some are there cholesterol. These are cholesterol. So then we will just see that one. We can make another. One more layers are there. By layer we have to draw head region to outside, outer side. This one, right? These are the, and now then here that will be cells covering. Okay, so now then that structure of the cell membrane, it is also called fluid mosaic structure. Right, fluid mosaic structure. Mainly it is studied in RBC. MCQ question can be asked in which, first of all, in which cell that cell membrane is studied. Now then, chemical composition is made up of protein, lipids and sugar and cholesterol also, you can say. That first, this structure of fluid mosaic model is called fluid mosaic model. Okay, now given by Singer, that is the biological Singer and Nicholson. Singer and Nicholson. These two science biologists were there in 1972. That first of all, that these two science biologists, they had given the structure of this cell membrane that will be arranged in that way. Bilayer of lipids, polar heads to outer side, then non-polar ends towards inside. Now then, that inside non-polar ends, these are hydrophobic. Outer head region, that is a hydrophilic. So now that will be preventing the cell from aqueous means that is a water, where the water is there, aqueous environment. Then they are having some sugar molecule, cholesterol, and you see that one more I have done, that is embedded. That cell we have made it, the embedded. That is called, that is also protein. That protein is called integrated or integral protein. What is it called? Integral protein. So then what we have got, two types of protein is there. One is a peripheral protein and integral protein. Integral embedded, it will be धसी हुई अंदर से, कुछ अंदर बाइलेयर के बीच में है. Now you see that what is the function. I will tell you what is the function of that. So these are the peripheral protein outside. Those are in the just in a boundaries. That is a peripheral protein. Some cholesterol molecules also there, sugar molecules also there. This is the fluid mosaic model given by Singer and Nicholson. What we have seen here, these fat molecules are in bilayer. That molecules are moving in laterally. Right? They are lateral movement of fat or lipid molecules. That is called fluidity. That lateral movement of fat molecule is called fluidity, which will help to move molecules in that horizontally also. Then they are crossing this one like this also. Any means in that inside the cell. Suppose that is inside the cell, outside this one. So now then, some molecules can get inside, some molecules can come out. So now, but here that will be some molecules they are moving like this. That is a horizontal movement or lateral movement. So lateral movement of fat molecule or lipid molecule is called fluidity. So now then, that's why this is called fluid mosaic model, because here the molecules, lateral movement of fat molecules or lipid molecules will also be occurred. So now then, this is the structure, chemical composition, who were discovered, in which year discovered, in which cell is studied. Now that all the RBC, then that chemical composition, then later fluidity. What is fluidity? Why it is called fluid Mosaic model? Who had given this one? In which year? 1972. And starting of that study of these in 1950 after the electronic microscope. So now we will talk about the function. What function there? What they miss? The main function is there, as we are saying, that selecting membrane, semi-permeable membrane. So why it is? What is that? Means they are, the function is transport, maybe transport of molecules from outside to inside or from inside to outside. Means that molecules will come across. Here maybe sometimes they will cross the membrane to get inside the cell, or maybe sometimes they have to cross the cell from inside to outside. So then they are transport, and now then that will be not allowed to all molecules to get in and to get out. So now then that is a simple name, transport's name is there. One is called passive transport. It is called passive transport. Second one, active transport. Third one is a facilitated, when we are providing facility. Facilitated transport. There are three types of transport which are shown by this cell membrane or this semi-permeable membrane. So we talk about what is passive. Passive means without any investment of energy, without any expenditure of energy, or you can say no involvement of energy. Right? Without energy they can move. How can they move then? Energy. Without energy, when they are not expending expenditure of energy, and then the things are, molecules are transporting through here and there, crossing the wall. So why? How? So now that will be the concentration gradient. It will be depending on concentration gradient. Means concentration gradient. As you know, in the two concentration gradient means here you have heard diffusion. All of you heard diffusion and osmosis. See this one? These are depending on diffusion and osmosis. They depending on concentration gradient. Means in both cases what will happen? From high concentration to low concentration. Osmosis is also same, but only we can add one word here. Means from high concentration to low concentration through plasma membrane or through cell membrane. Means here what will happen? Here means only concentration is involving. Only because of concentration the molecules will move from high concentration to low concentration. So at that time they don't require any energy. Only concentration gradient is there. Means there should be difference. One side should be high. Suppose this is cell. Okay, this is membrane. Inside that is the internal environment of cell. This is outer environment of cell. Now if suppose in case some molecules of water is more, so that will move from high concentration to low concentration. Here concentration gradient. You can see in the outer side water molecules are more, so water will move from high concentration to low. Means here concentration gradient will be involved, and because of this concentration gradient, diffusion osmosis process will be there. And now then transportation of molecules by this method, that is called passive transport. What is it called? Passive transport. Now the next one we will talk about, the next, that is active. As you see, active transport. Active transport means here expenditure of energy. Expenditure of energy, from where we are getting energy? ATP. Means here we are expending ATP molecules, then we are getting energy, then the things are moving. It means when energy is required, when we are doing that, when the transportation occurs against the concentration gradient. When transportation occurs against the concentration gradient. Means when we talk about in diffusion and osmosis, what we have told, that is movement of molecules from high concentration to low concentration. But in that case, when the movement of molecules from low concentration to high concentration, it means they have to transport molecules against the concentration gradient. Means osmosis and diffusion. In both cases we see that the molecules are moving from high concentration to low concentration. But in that case, in this active transport, the movement of molecules will be from low concentration to high concentration. Means they have to move against the concentration gradient. For this, they want energy. Otherwise, that molecules cannot move from low concentration to high concentration. So here, energy involvement in this active transport, net expenditure of energy, or you can say involvement of energy. Without energy, it cannot be possible that molecules can cross the wall or cross the membrane. This is called active transport. You will see further in human physiology, you will see then where it is occur. Okay, when the impulse is moving, then sodium and potassium ions are there, then they will move from high concentration to low concentration. In that you will see in human physiology where this active transport occurs when they are crossing the cell membrane. Now then, third type of facility. Means here we are providing facility, or cell membrane is providing facility to move that molecules from outside to inside or from inside to outside. Means come across the wall. So now then, what facility they are providing? That facility is provided by these integral protein. Those molecules, because that is hydrophobic. Those molecules which are not able to move across this wall because of hydrophobic layer of this lipid. So now because of that, they cannot move from to crossing this wall or crossing this bilayer of lipids. So then in that case, but those are essential molecules, they should move inside and they should come outside also, then in both vice versa. So how that will be? These integral protein will carry these molecules. That molecules will be carried by these integral protein, that will be integral, embedded inside, and easily that molecule will come through this one and it will come to this one, from this side to this and this one. So that integral protein, you can say through integral protein, through integral protein movement of molecules occur. So these are the function. These are the function transport that they should allow or they should not allow. It depends on that. Now in that case, we will see the three types of transport, where we will see passive transport, active transport, and facilitated transport. So now then, while we see passive transport, that will be depending on concentration gradient, where energy is not required. Second one, we see active transport, where they expend energy, they are spending energy, and then molecules are moving against the concentration gradient. Now third one, those molecules which are not able, because this hydrophobic tail or layer of hydrophobic molecule and of lipids, now then they cannot cross this wall. So through integral protein, they are providing facility. So these are the carrier at the time that will carry such molecules, and they will cross this wall, across this membrane, and such movement is called facilitated transport. Is that clear, beta? That is the function, the structure. Who discovered that? Why it is called fluid mosaic? What is fluidity? Right? We have told that about this. That is made up of lipids, cholesterol, sugar, and protein. Two types of protein there. That is a peripheral protein and integral protein. Now then, cholesterol molecules also there, sugar molecules also there. The arrangement of two layers, bilayer, it is called lipids. In that way, they arrange in that way, their polar heads outside the membrane, and inner tail, hydrophobic tail or tail lesion, that is called non-polar end, that will be towards the inside. And now then they are forming in that. Here the molecules can move horizontally also or laterally also. That lateral movement of fat molecules is called fluidity. And because of that, in that structure, that because of fluidity it is called fluid Moser model, given by Nicholson and Singer and Nicholson in 1972. Now that will be studied, this cell membrane, first of all it will be studied in the human RBC, red blood cells or corpuscles, or is also called erythrocytes. So now then we will see then 52% protein, 40% lipids and 8% sugar, cholesterol, other molecules. So now then what the function is there that we will see. So that is common in plant cell and animal cell. So we have started this one. Now when we talk about cell wall, right? So now we will next is the cell wall, which will occur in plants and some fungi also. That is cell wall made up of chitin. And now in that plants we have heard about the cell wall is made up of cellulose, right? Number of other also will tell you about this. Now first of all, cell wall which occurs in plants, cell wall, right, in plants. When we talk about fungi, then the cell wall is made up of chitin. But here we are talking about the cell wall in plants. In algae, that algae, you know, algae is the cell wall made up of galactans, cellulose, menin, and some are nutrients, or you can say calcium carbonate. In algae, that cell wall is made up of this. When we talk other plants, then the cell wall is made up of cellulose, hemicellulose, and pectin, and some protein also. These are the chemical composition of cell wall. Now here the cell wall, you know, mainly what the function of cell wall is there? Protection. It will protect from enemies, and that it will protect from infection also. Protection. The function is the main protection. Main function protection from infection also. That protein, because of cell wall, they are having the shape, you know, plant cell is having definite shape. Now then, because they are giving shape, maybe third one that you can say, that is a framework also, or they are giving strength, or they will protect from infection, from mechanical damage also, you can say, from mechanical damage, protection from mechanical damage also. So now these are the main function in plant cell. Now then here we see in starting, when that plants are younger plants, in young plants, that cell wall is called primary cell wall, or primary cell wall, right? At that time they are multiplying also, or they are for, that is multiplying and for growth, because that is young cell, they have to be mature. So now then, let's slowly when the plants is growing, and at the time that cell wall is disappeared, and inner side that will be secondary wall. It will form secondary wall. Suppose this is cell wall, right? Young plants. Now that will be growing in. When the cell will grow in size, okay, then slowly that will be disappeared. And inner side, inside the cell side, that will be the new cell wall which formed. And that new cell wall is called secondary cell wall, or secondary cell wall. Correct? So now then that will be in young plants, when their cell is growing, that is for growth, then that is called primary cell wall. When that cell will become matured and slowly then they are growing in size, so then primary cell wall disappeared, and the new cell wall is called, which will be formed inner side, towards the inside of the cell. Then that is called, this outside that will be disappeared, inside that will be secondary cell wall. So that is called secondary cell wall. One more is there, middle lamella. Along with the cell wall and middle lamella, a middle layer also called middle lamella, middle layer also you can say. Now that all together means cell wall plus middle, or middle layer, or middle lamella. They combinedly they work together, and we will see, and when we will see more organelle structure. So we see that when two cells are there, in that suppose these two cells are arranged together, attached together, then there is a gap between this one. This cell wall having this a gap. This gap is called, that is for the task, communication. As you can say, then the molecules can move from here to there to here. Means that will be, this gap is called what is it called? Plasmodesmata. This gap is called plasmodesmata. Means here the two cells are, any two cells, three cells, we can make one more cell here, like this. So here also then will be the connection between, means they are interconnected to each other. So they are well communicated, means they are well informed. What will be here, what will be here. So this is really doors. The rooms are there, all rooms are attached with the one door. They can communicate, they can move here and there. So these doors are called plasmodesmata. And that plasmodesmata, because of middle lamina and cell wall, both will be embedded. Means here cell wall and middle layer both will be just moving in that, and they are forming gap. So trans means that will be penetrating this one to another cell, and then they are forming a gap. This gap is plasmodesmata. It is very useful at the time of transportation. As you know, roots here are absorbing water from the soil. Then through xylem, root here, then through xylem vessels and tracheids, it will move up, rising up. Ascent of sap is also called. So now then, how that cell will move from one cell to another cell to another cell? These are there. Okay, from this plasmodesmata they can move. So this is the cell wall which will occur in plants only. And now plants will algae and having galactans, cellulose and mannan, and some nutrients also, calcium carbonate. In plants, cell, that is a higher organic plants are there. They have got cellulose, hemicellulose, pectin and protein. That is the medium of. Now then, that is what a function of the cell wall is a protection. Protection from infection and from mechanical damage. Then second, that they are also giving shape, providing shape and support. That will also providing shape and support, providing support also. So now then, these are the functions. In young plants, when the new plants are there, and then at the time that cell wall is called primary cell wall, and that time cell will multiplying and they are growing in size. When cell will become mature, then that primary cell wall disappear, and inner wall from inside, that one more wall is there, that wall is called secondary cell wall. One more layer is there, that is a middle lamina, middle layer. Now that will come together, cell wall and middle layer will come, middle lamina will come together, and then they are forming plasmodesmata. That plasmodesmata will be helpful in the transport of nutrients, transport of water, or you can say transport of sap. So whatever means for that communication, these cells are will communicate to each other. So this is up today. The first is cell membrane and cell wall. In eukaryotic, we are talking about eukaryotic cell, where the all organelles are present. Now that will be in a higher class. As in the Monda, only Monda bacteria class, that will be having prokaryotic cell. Rest of the all from Protista, we have got eukaryotic cell. So we are talking about eukaryotic cell. So cell membrane and cell wall. Now then, next organelle we will start, next class we will see endomembrane system.